Hey guys, and welcome to another Python tutorial for beginners. And in this tutorial, I'll be introducing you to another Python powerful module called argparse. But before that, my name is Felix Sam, and on this channel, I teach AI, machine learning, computer vision, deep learning, and Python. So if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe and also turn on the notification bell icon on so that you get notified immediately another video drops. Thanks a lot, and I know you are going to do that. So let's get back to argparse. So argparse is a Python module that allows you to pass in arguments on your command line during your code execution. So let's say, for instance, you have a code that will be used by a lot of people. Okay, so you have that code that a lot of people will be using that code, and during the code execution, users can specify maybe certain modes they want the code to run. So let's take computer vision for instance. So we have a lot of computer vision models. Let's say for object detection, we have a lot of models. And then you writing the code, you have specified that you want to use YOLO V8, but another person somewhere wants to use YOLO V9 instead. So if you don't use argparse, then you might be forced to hot code YOLO V8 in your code, right? But if you use argparse, you only have to type the name of the model you want to use on the terminal, and we'll see how to do that using argparse. And that gives every user flexibility to uh, give their own input or suggest their own model on which they want your code to run. So that's how powerful argparse is, and that's what it can help you to achieve. And this is a very short theory on argparse and some examples also. You guys can read this on your own to understand it, because it's very simple and self-explanatory. So in our case, to use argparse, what we'll first do is to import it. So when you install Python, argparse is pretty much installed with comes with a Python package. So I'm just going to import argparse, and from here, let's say we have a function. So I'm just going to define a function, and then this function will allow users to give in a number. Okay, and then what the function will do is to find the square of that number. So every user with the number he or she wants to pass into this function, okay, so we allow the user to pass that particular number when he is about to run the function, and argparse is the best fit for that. So I'll define a function, and I'll call this function square. And what square will do is that square will take n, and n, the type of n will be an integer, and then square will return to us an integer as well. So it will return integer. So what we'll do is to return, and what we are returning is to return n square. So we are returning n square. So any number you pass into this function, we want the function to just square it and return the result for you. Okay, so this is the function. But the thing is, we want every user to be able to pass in their choice of number when running this code. So for that, we are going to use argparse. And first, let's instantiate our argparse so that we can add those arguments to it. So we'll call this parser, and parser will be equal to argparse, which is the argparse we have imported. And here you can just add dot argument parser. Okay, so dot argument parser. So you can see right here, and in here you can specify the description. Okay, and this description is nothing but what your code is about. So you can put some cool things here. So let's just call it finds the square of a given number. Yeah, so this all this code will do for us. It will find the square of a given integer number. So now that we've instantiated our parser, the next thing you can do is to do parser dot add argument. Okay, and in here you give a name, okay, a variable name that will stand for that particular number you'll be passing. So let's just call it n, because we are passing n into the function. You can give it another name, but let's just give it n. And here you can also specify the type. Okay, so you can just specify the type to be more strict. So our type is int. Okay, so we specify what we are passing, and our type is what? Int. You can specify help as well. So help is a text that tells the user what to do. So let's just say your integer number, and that's it. Okay, so after this, the next thing you need to do is to take your arg. So you can do args is equal to parser.parseArgs. Okay, parser.parseArgs, and then all your arguments you've passed will be in this arg. So now you can just do args dot n, and this will give you the particular argument the user will pass here. And you can add a lot of argument as well, but let's just start with one. And now what we'll do here is to call in our function. Okay, so our function will return our result for us. So let's just say result is equal to our function, which is square. And over here, to pass in that argument, all you have to do is to do args dot n. Okay, because the name you are giving here is what? N. So you do args dot n, and this will automatically pass in whatever you type on your command line into your function, and then your function will return the result. So we can just go ahead and print our result here. I would say your result is, and over here we'll just go and pass in our results. So this is the result we'll get, and now let's run this code. So to run this code, first of all, we'll open our terminal, new terminal, and this will open the terminal for us. So I'll bring it up here, and what I'll do is to run the code. So the name of the Python file I'm working in is called app.py, and make sure you save the code before running it. So I'll just type py or Python app.py. And over here, I have to pass in the argument, okay? I have to pass in the argument. And the name of the argument I want to pass is n, so I have to just pass in a number. So let me just put in 5 here and hit enter. So you can see once I put 5 here, you can see your result is what? 25. You just have to put the number here, and this will grab the number and then pass it into your function. So you can see how helpful argparse can be. When I run this again and I change the number to 10, it will take this 10 and then find the square. The function will find the square. But let's see some other cool stuff this argparse can do. So by default, you can specify a default value. Okay, let's say, so that you don't want to, let's say you don't want to run your code on the terminal, you just want to click this run button to run the code. Then you can specify a default value that, okay, if the user did not specify this value, then use my default value in the code. So we can also do that. So let's do that. So to specify a default value, you just come here, you can put in a default here, and default will be equal to, let's put in 6. Okay, so our default here is equal to what? 6. So if I run this code from here, now you can see, okay, they say app error, the following arguments are required. And okay, so it's not passing in the sys, and that's because if you want to pass a default value, then what you can do is to bring hyphen here, hyphen n, and then it will pass in this default value. So let me quickly run this, and you can see your result is 36 now. Yeah, so if you want to give in a default value, then you can put sys here and make sure this place is hyphen. All right, so the thing is, now that you also have hyphen here, if you just run the code like this, let's say app.py, and we put 10 here, let's see what will happen. So you can see we are not able to recognize this 10 because we have hyphen here, okay? And to overcome that, once you have hyphen there, if you are running this code, then what you will do is to write hyphen n before you write your 10, or before you write the number you want to pass into your function. And this time around, you can see it has worked, and we've gotten 100. And what's happening is that once you pass this on the command line, it will automatically overwrite the value we are giving here. It will overwrite the default value. So let's say you have a product where you want users to also put in their input for it to work. Okay, you want them to do, but some users don't want to just put in something, they just want to run it, or they are lazy to put in something. You can specify a default value which will allow it to run normally, but in case the user wants to put their own value too, they can specify it. So you can see how powerful argparse can be. You can see how it can quickly help you to pass in arguments. Okay, and you can pass in a lot of arguments. So let's say you want to pass in another argument, you can pass in another, let's say a here, and a here will also be equal to int or something. And instead of n square, you can just do n plus a. And then all you have to do is to come and do parser.add argument, where you add another argument here. So that's all you need to do. You need to pass another argument here. So this one will be parser.add argument, and here we are going to pass a, and the default can also still remain sys. So then we have to also pass in the argument to our function, because we are taking both n and a. So all you can do here is args dot what a. You can pass args dot a as well. And now when we run this code here, we have to provide two things, or we can quickly run this code from this part of it directly, and then it has to add those numbers. So you can see we are getting 12 here because 6 is 12. If you want to use the command line, then all you have to do is to pass in Python and then your script dot py and hyphen n the number. You also do hyphen a and you pass in the other number you want to also add. So let me put 20 here so that we'll add 10 and 20. When I hit enter, you can see our result here is 30 and we have overwritten everything we have written here, which is the 46. So this is how easy you can use argparse in Python, guys. Let me know if you really understand this tutorial. Also leave your comments and share with others. Let me know other interesting Python libraries you would like us to explore together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.